My name is Alex Nord, and I'm the daughter of Keith, who's being inducted into the Minnetonka High School Athletics Hall of Fame. Now, I was asked to dress business casual this morning, but since my dad makes us wear his old Vikings gear around the house, I only thought it was fitting to wear it today. No, the truth is he might never speak to me again after this. The average person would be able to look at his football statistics and understand why he deserves to be here today. For example, in high school he was named All-State, All-Conference, and MVP. He set a number of records at St. Cloud State University. They even celebrate Keith Nord Day, and they give out the Keith Nord Award, which honors a player for their dedication and commitment to the team. After college, he walked on to the Minnesota Vikings. Although less than 5% of walk-ons ever make the team, he played 7 seasons and became a team captain. Unfortunately, I wasn't around to witness any of that firsthand, but as his daughter, I have a few reasons of my own as to why he deserves to be here. My dad is unlike anyone I've ever met. When he decides to do something, he goes at it with everything he has. He simply doesn't understand how to do it any other way. My dad still has a drawing that I made in 2nd grade. We were asked to draw our hero and give reasons as to why we chose that person. Starting then and continuing through my sophomore year in high school, when I had to write a statewide essay on the same topic, it truly never occurred to me to choose someone else. In my eyes, he's always been sort of less than a god, but more than a man. Not because of his success in football, but because of his unique approach to life. I asked his best friend of 48 years to comment on why he thought my dad deserves to be here. Typically, when this sort of thing comes up, I'd expect him to jokingly say, "He doesn't deserve this," or "His dad paid people off, that's how he got into the NFL." But Todd had some pretty great things to say about my dad, and as someone who knows him better and has known him longer than most people, I thought I'd share some of his words. Todd says, "There are 2 words that best describe Keith's football career and his overall journey through life. Determination and dedication are those words. The determination to reach his goals and the dedication of hard work required. Through high school and beyond, his leadership and work ethic have been an inspiration to his many teammates and friends. In high school, college, and the NFL, Keith had a goal to excel. After football, he continued his drive to succeed by starting his own business speaking and reaching others through motivational public speaking. His reputation is well known throughout the country. He has motivated many people through his own experiences in life and the stories of others. I'm proud to be his ex-skipper teammate and lifelong friend." Congratulations, Dad. I'm proud to be here with you today.
I appreciate this. It's very nice. This was a little different. I had no idea Alex was going to do this. Obviously, a little interesting for me. The old guy set the bar pretty high, didn't he? I was thinking he should have been a closer here. When Levon Kipp called me, I didn't know Minnetonka had a Hall of Fame. And when they called me to introduce me or let me know I was going to be involved in this, she said, you should probably get someone, an old coach or a classmate to introduce you. So I called my best friend, Todd Seville. Todd, would you stand up real quick? Stand up, Todd, real quick. Stand up, Todd, real quick. Stand up real quick, Todd. As Alex said, he's been my best friend since 3rd grade, and I wanted him to stand up because that's the reason he didn't want to do this. He didn't want to stand up in front of a group of people. But I was going to go in one direction. I think I need to go in a different direction. It's really nice. I appreciate this. Minnetonka was always an uncomfortable time for me, to be perfectly honest, the high school. I really didn't feel like I fit in. I was making some choices that other people weren't, and I felt kind of isolated, to be perfectly honest. Even the good stuff seemed to take a wrong turn. I'll never forget it. When I was a senior, I was the Minnetonka High School Scholar Athlete of the Year. Pretty nice award. Well, I got there, and they were doing it as a big banquet, and the kid from Edina was going to Princeton, and he was going to be a biochemist, #1 in his class, and the kid from Hopkins was going to be going to Brown, and he was #2, and the kid from Edina, doing amazing things. And then it came to Keith Nord, graduating from Minnetonka High School, going to St. Cloud State, and in the top 1/3 of his class. That says a whole lot more about the other senior athletes than it does about me as a high school. I got in my car, and my dad looked at me and goes, "Really? Top 3rd?" I look at some people here, and I hadn't seen people like Bob Rogness and Lynn Cravey for a long time, and it just brings back some really good memories. Joe Lane, I see once in a while. Joe doesn't remember, I'm sure, but he's one of the guys that taught me about being accountable. Alex, remember I held you accountable a couple times? You can thank Joe for that, part of it. Because Joe got me up at 4 in the morning one time and had me running over it West Junior High School when I was a senior athlete at Minnetonka. I had made a wrong decision, according to Joe. Senior skip day, I was a senior. Come on, give me a break, Joe. Bill Dietrich doesn't remember this, but he said to me one time, when I was a sophomore, I think, and I got pulled up to play in the varsity, he said, you know, you have the opportunity, if you continue to work, to be one of the best defensive backs Minnetonka High School's ever had. And I had that written down next to the quote I had written down when I was 12 years old that I was going to play in the NFL. Words truly can change a person's lives. They do. The words we say, they can raise people up, and we can do the opposite too with things we say. And I had some great coaches along the way. Pete Carroll, head coach in Seattle now. Pete said the nicest thing any coach ever said to me. I had ruptured my Achilles tendon. I was coming back after a year-long injury, and in the spring they always do these conditioning and lifting and conditioning drills and contests, and I had won it for the defensive backs, which meant I won it for the team. And I was feeling pretty good about myself, and I was sitting in the training room icing my Achilles. No one else was there, and Pete walked through, and without ever smiling or stopping, he looked at me and said, "We expect that from you." He expected, after all the work and the recovery from the injury, that I'd work hard enough to get back to where I was. He said the second nicest thing any coach ever said to me, too. When he was coaching in New England, he was interviewed. USA Today took the 28 or whatever it was at that time NFL coaches, and they asked them two things. Who's your best pure athlete? And as my best friends Todd Seville and Brian Thompson would say, they didn't choose me for that. But they asked also the greatest overachiever you've ever coached, and Pete mentioned my name. And I had friends from all over the country call and laugh, and they'd say, you know, we knew you were never that good. But they didn't get it. Because Pete was giving me the highest compliment anybody could. I'd taken the ability that I had, whatever small ability I had, and I'd done the most that I could with it. One of the greatest things a coach ever said to me. It's a real pleasure. It's a real honor to come back and see the people here. It's brought back some really good memories. I appreciate this. Again, to see Joe, to see Bill, to see some guys that I haven't seen for a really long time. I appreciate it. I have two athletic kind of mementos in my home, both in the weight room downstairs. And one is a picture of me tackling Walter Payton simply because he's the best football player I ever played with or against. And the second one, Bob Rognus would understand, and that's a picture of Steve Prefontaine finishing a race. And the caption is, to give anything less than your best is to sacrifice the gift. I'm 56. My dad died at 57. I refuse to sacrifice 1 second. I hope each one of you are having as much fun going through life as I am. Thanks.